will be held in the same room at the Pegasus Hotel from 10:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. That's a live broadcast of the CEO's Breakfast and Rebranding event hosted by Janak on June 11 during Nationwide This Morning, 6 to 9 a.m. only on Nationwide 90 FM, the new revolution in media. This broadcast is brought to you by the Jamaica National Agency for Accreditation.
Jamaica, our young people are world leaders, innovators, and game changers. They are creative, intelligent, bold, and they are champions. My youths, you have the power to transform Jamaica. Our country needs your ideas, your opinions, your solutions, and your support. Full time now, we kick out crime and violence, rape culture, unemployment, and all of the other problems in Jamaica land we love. I'm Empress Golding, encouraging all young people to come make we talk up, pan talk up radio. Go on with it, youths. Talk up youth. Myself a talk up youth.
And so we come to know these youths and show these youths. Talk up yourself, the youths to know them roots. Nurture them, protect and love and hear these youths. Use to make them know I love we show these youths.
Say save the youth, not kill the youth. I build we come to build the youth. Stop trick and fool and kill the youth. I build we come to build the youth. Empower and then skill the youth. I build we come to build the youth. Youth in action, Jamaica, we are
Build the youths there.
talk up youth in Jamaica.
And I shine for all. But I am some people world, yet never shine tall.
These roads of flames are catching a fire. Showed you I love you, you call me a liar. Oh no, 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 no. Baby, tell me where you gone. I've been feeling for your love so long. We can praise God in the moonlight. Baby, if you with me, better do right. And I've been gone too long, and I'm hoping that you sing my song, my song. I've been on this road for way too long. I've been hoping that we all get along. These roads of flames are catching a fire. Showed you I loved you, you called me a liar. Give God the thanks and praises. I've been on my own, but we ain't never left alone, long. And if I'm telling you the feeling is wrong, relax a little, friend, this won't take too long. And when you're feeling alone,
It's Saturday, June the 8th, 2024. Good morning, Jamaica. Hope you are doing well wherever you are tuning into this station, this broadcast. This is the Talk Up Youth radio show, the voice of the Jamaican youth. And if you are with us on YouTube, good morning. If you're listening to us on 90.3, 90.5, 90.7, 90.9 FM band, Digiplay or Flow, we're glad to have you this morning. Thank you for inviting us into your homes, into your cars, on the street corner, wherever you are today. Big up on yourself. And like I always say, it's a Saturday, so let us know where the Saturday soup is. It's all about the chicken soup, the beef soup, the kong soup. I don't know, what's your favorite soup? Let us know if you're on the YouTube channel. You're listening to Damon Scarlett, aka producer boss, and we'll be joined by my co-host in just a little bit. He's just here holding a steady meds. Samuel, you're gonna hear from him in a little bit, but we are glad to be with you today. It's another weekend. It's an opportunity to give thanks. So what's happening in our show? Today in our show, we are the voices of acceptance and understanding, not only for youth, but for our nation's children. We have to think about the children because they're important. They are the future. So we are shining a light on a condition that affects millions of lives, not only in Jamaica, across the world. And we're focusing on autism in this first part of the show. And it's an important conversation because it covers the complexities, the challenges, and also the possible triumphs. And it is necessary for us to create a more inclusive and compassionate world, one conversation at a time. So we'll be joined inside Youth for Chat by medical doctor, practitioner, Dr. Dixon. He'll join us to share more and to help to debunk the myths about autism. And a number of our children in Jamaica, they have this diagnosis, and we want to clear up some misconceptions and know how we can treat those who are living with autism in a better way. You know, we have to care for everyone in the society. So, but just before we speak with Dr. Dixon inside our What Say You segment, we are highlighting facts that you didn't know that you needed to know. All right, let's go ahead. Facts that you didn't know that you need to know. So you have to listen to what facts we came up with for you this week. So stay tuned for that. And then later in our broadcast, we wind up with, a little music and a blast from the past, a blast from TUI, that's Talk Up Youth, past, and we close out the show with our social media highlights. Of course, we're here until 1 p.m., right? So listen to the Talk Up Youth radio show here or online at nationwideradiojm.com, or you can get the Nationwide app in your relevant app store. And we, as I said before, we're also live on YouTube. So keep it locked into this station. It's a station you can trust, like we say every week. We're going to switch to the break, and we're going to just jam a little bit to some music. And when we come back, we pick up our conversation inside What Say You. This is the Talk Up Youth radio show, a youth-led Talk Up Youth production. Stay tuned for more. Talk Up Youth, Mr. Fit. Talk Up Youth. We'll be back.
And when you're feeling alone, you can call my phone. Is there a better way to go? Teach them something before they lose the song. Oh no, 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 freedom is the road. Oh no, 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 coming in from the cold. Tell them not to sell it, it's worth more than gold. And guiltiness will catch them in the end.
Nationwide 90 FM is at it again. Team Revolution will clear every hurdle and sprint to the finish line as we cover the games of the 33rd Olympiad from Paris, the city of love.
3 meters clear, 5 meters clear, and away he goes. He continues on his way towards another gold medal. 5 gold medals, 5 world records.
Nationwide's coverage is powered by our diamond sponsor, Fosrich, fostering rich customer service across all locations island-wide.
Easter's a time for family, fun, and celebration. And at Chris and Charles, we believe that no bunny compares to you. Whether you're planning to party or going on vacation, Chris and Charles has low competitive rates and no guarantor up to $2 million. Why wait? Call 876-920-4189 or WhatsApp 876-838-9028 for loan options. Conditions apply. When you think loans, think Chris and Charles.
Wake up and feast with Nationwide this morning as they broadcast from the CEO's Breakfast and Rebranding event hosted by the Jamaica National Agency for Accreditation, JANAC. Experience this event live as we come to you from the Talk of the Town suite at the Pegasus Hotel on June 11, 2024 from 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. JANAC will unveil its refreshed brand identity and share a glimpse into its strategic goals to expand its global footprint. In commemoration of World Accreditation Day 2024, the agency will host the Assessor Conclave, a technical workshop which aims to expand the knowledge of assessors regarding accreditation issues. This will be held in the same room at the Pegasus Hotel from 10:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. That's a live broadcast of the CEO's Breakfast and Rebranding event hosted by JANAC on June 11 during Nationwide This Morning, 6 to 9 a.m. only on Nationwide 90 FM, the new revolution in media. This broadcast is brought to you by the Jamaica National Agency for Accreditation.
Now is the time. Youth for chat and youth for act and youth for unite right now. No silence, you youth. You have to stand for your rights now. Now is the time.
Tell the people.
Manifesting for my life. Everything you be wanting, manifesting for your life. Everything I be wanting, manifesting for my life. Everything you be wanting, manifesting for your life.
Some Duke on the vibe.
This year, blessing, money, testimony. Go to follow, you they go.
This year, good news, giant plenty money. Go to follow, you they go.
Everything I be wanting, manifesting for my life.
Everything you be wanting, manifesting for your life.
Even before you call, you don't answer prayer. My papa is too shy, no fit for your hand. Even before you call, you don't answer prayer. My papa is too shy, for your hand. Everything I be wanting, manifesting for my life. Everything you be wanting, manifesting for your life. Everything I be wanting, manifesting for my life. Everything you be wanting, manifesting for your life. Blessing, money, testimony. Go to follow, you they go.
This year, good news, giant plenty money. Go to follow, you they go.
Education is the key for betterment in this modern time, Education is the key for betterment. Never waste your time, don't you waste your time. Bless and love. This is Warrior King. It's all about talk up youth, you know. Cause the youth them are the future. Saturday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Keep in tune, don't move the dial. Rastafari. Reggae music rocking the nation. Good vibration.
Aggressive, resourceful, and we are some loving people. And we don't have no time to invest with self in a evil. Come on, Jamaicans, make we sing along. We are Jamaican, and we are champions. Sweet, sweet Jamaican, that's how we are African. Permina the Gideon. Come on, Jamaicans, make we sing along. We are Jamaican, and we are champions. Sweet, sweet Jamaican, that's how we are African. Together, are we better one? We survive through any pain, and through obstacles we maintain. Through thick and thin, we win everything. 60 yard and counting. They tell you about my little island. The whole place just a shine like a diamond. Let me tell you about Port Royal, like the Blue Lagoon in a Portland. Come on, Jamaicans, make we sing along. We are Jamaican, and we are champions. Sweet, sweet Jamaican, that's how we are African. Fermina the Gideon. Come on, Jamaicans, make we sing along. We are Jamaican, and we are champions. Sweet, sweet Jamaican, that's how we are African. Together, are we best weapon. So many stories have been told about the black, the green, the gold. And as history unfolds, we've been playing the leading role. Welcome to the reggae island. You can't take with me no simple Simon. Cause no we don't nice like Jam One, and the sweetest spot in the Caribbean. Come on, Jamaicans, make we sing along. We are Jamaican, and we are champions. Sweet, sweet Jamaican, that's how we are African. Fermina the Gideon. Come on, Jamaicans, make we sing along. We are Jamaican, and we are champions. Sweet, sweet Jamaican, that's how we are African. Together, are we best fun? Don't River Falls, where me just can't resist. 7 Mile Beach, where me get my steam fish. Down in a Mobile, me get me national dish. St. Elizabeth, the bread basket parish. They climb Blue Mountain, they pan me list. Oh, what a piece of niceness like this. Come on, Jamaicans, make we sing along. We are Jamaican, and we are champions. Sweet, sweet Jamaican, that's how we are African. Fermina the Gideon. Come on, Jamaicans, make we sing along.
are Jamaicans. Come make we sing along, ladies and gentlemen. If you are listening to that track just now, that voice might sound familiar to you. Samuel, you know that voice there?
So very familiar.
Sounds very familiar because you hear her right on this station at Nationwide 90 FM at 2 o'clock on a Saturday. It's called Outside with Pepita. But she is inside the studio just now because she is a Jamaican, right?
A champion Jamaican. A sweet Jamaican.
A sweet Jamaican. Yeah.
A Talawa Jamaican.
A Talawa Jamaican. Sam, you know what is so interesting about this moment? Is that we share the studio space on a Saturday, right? With Pepita. You know, once our show is finished, then Design Studios,
with
then
Karen,
with Karen, and then Pepita. But we're always here as a family on a Saturday.
Yes, and I love you guys so much. I love Talk Up Youth, and even when I'm not here, sometimes I do try to listen in and stuff so I can give you, you know, my point of view, because I love you guys. I love all of the youngsters that work on the show. You guys are so awesome and nice and intelligent and smart.
We'll have a vibe on a Saturday.
Yeah, and not only that, the intelligence, the intellect, you know, is so admirable.
What is so admirable, as you said that though, is that, you know, this week we were going through and looking at what's happening in social media, and then bam, flyer top 10. Top 10. And who do we see? Pepita.
Your very own.
Pepita, tell us about this competition that you are part of.
Okay, so I'm a part of this year's JCDC Festival Song Competition 2024 to be exact, all y'all. Okay. So we're 62 years old this year, and to be honest, I did enter the competition like 2 years ago, and I never made it through. When I did hear the songs that they chose, I was like, nah, it's a mistake. So this year we decided to enter again because we're like, it's a really good song, and I think that people need to hear it and people will love it. And we entered and we made it. And when I say we, I'm talking about Colin Bulby York, which is my producer. He's always there for me, always trying with me, always helping me. And Anthony Red Rose Cameron. Red Rose is a veteran artist, you know, one of the veteran artists. So they both encouraged me to one day. Actually, let me tell you how the song come up. One day I was at home minding my own little business, and I just get a call from Bulby and Red Rose saying they're coming to Port Royal and they're coming to eat at Beach View Restaurant and Bar. So we went around there and they told me that we're gonna write a festival song, and I was like, oh, okay. And we just sat there on the beach with the breeze blowing through our hair, and we just write the song, and then we recorded it, and that was it.
Oh, that was a vibe. And you know, the creative element coming alive. What was the writing process like though? I know you had a scenery and everything, but
the breeze blowing through our hair.
What was it like as you were writing?
As I was writing, I'm not saying writing is hard, but if you really want to craft something that is going to leave an impact, it has to be carefully thought out, and you have to do it well. So we tried to envision what it is that we wanted to hear in a festival song.
Right.
And so we started to think about those things. And as we started to think about those things, the words started to come. And then throughout the song, we talk about various places that we've been and so on throughout Jamaica. And that is from personal experience, what we know of the island. And basically, we just wanted people to know that even though you guys are saying that Jamaicans have certain behavior, whatever, we're not the only ones. We also have a good side, and that is what that is.
Wow.
Yeah.
I love that.
Because we're awesome. We're resourceful. We're progressive. We're fun-loving. And people love we. People not come here and say, Lord, we got Jamaica and we did hate it because the people them never nice. No. They'll say, this section wasn't so nice. But when we went around here, so, them did nice. Or, you know, because we're not perfect and nowhere is.
Right.
So.
Well, I want to say all the best to you in the competition. You have gotten this far. You know, and it feels like a very surreal moment.
It is because I'm like, something's finally happening for me. Jeez, I'm not saying it never did happen for me before, but I love singing, Damien. You know that from school,
right?
And I've always wanted to be a singer, not a host. But just a say.
A host
and I love hosting too. I love
hosting
as well.
Singer,
I love hosting as well.
Right, it's good when you have
not only
a
a
blend.
host.
Right, so the blend of
more than one thing you can master.
Multi-potential like kind of a vibe there, and
you're not trying to be too enough, but you're just trying to utilize all of your talents in the right manner,
space and,
right
and
space.
space as well. Well, we love that for you. So while you are outsiding with your "We Are Jamaican" song, one of the things that we realize as well is that I understand that this year more females are also in the competition.
Six females
and
yeah.
four males. And I think that is a historical thing I've come to understand.
I've come to understand that it's historical as well, because
Yes.
it's mostly males that are normally
Yeah.
in the competition, and it's mostly males that you normally see winning.
Well, let's see if this is the groundbreaking year for the woman.
Oh, come on, you know we're going to win this.
All right.
We're winning this.
She sounds confident, listeners. All right, so a number of people are on YouTube. I see David, Cheryl, Margot.
David Nabar.
Right, always
Hey.
there with us,
Hey, David.
Primrose and the whole fam is out. But, on behalf of us here at Talk Up Youth, and of course the entire nationwide family, I want to say congrats to you, Pepita, for being this far in the competition, and we just wish you all the best. Yes, say a high five.
Sorry.
Oh.
Guys, thank you so much. It's my first interview, and
Yes.
I really appreciate it.
You are welcome. You are welcome. All the best. Go and shine. I know you have to get back to work, so see you a little later. So, ladies and gentlemen,
Yes,
check her out at 2:00 when Outside with Pepita begins. All right, so we're gonna take another short break, and when we come back, we're just gonna share a few What Say You highlights, and then we will get Dr. Dixon on the phone. We are Jamaicans, so we close out this segment with Pepita's song.
Sweet, sweet Jamaican, that's how we are African, Fermina the Gideon. Come on Jamaican, make we sing along. We are Jamaican, and we are champions. Sweet, sweet Jamaican, that's how we are African. Together are we better one. We survive through any pain, and through obstacles we maintain. Through thick and thin, we're in everything. 60 yard that counting. Me tell you about my little island. The whole place just a shine like a diamond. Let me tell you about Port Trial, like Blue Lagoon in a Portland. Come on Jamaican, make we sing along. We are Jamaican, and we are champions. Sweet, sweet Jamaican, that's how we are African. Fermina the Gideon. Come on Jamaican, make we sing along. We are Jamaican, and we are champions. Sweet, sweet Jamaican, that's how we are African. Together are we best weapon. So many stories have been told about the black, the green, the gold, and as history unfolds, we've been playing the leading role. Welcome to the reggae island. You can't take with me no simple Simon. Cause no we don't nice like Jam One, and the sweetest spot in the Caribbean. Come on Jamaicans, make we sing along. We are Jamaican, and we are champions. Sweet, sweet Jamaican, that's how we are African. Fermina the Gideon. Come on Jamaicans, make we sing along. We are Jamaican, and we are champions. Sweet, sweet Jamaican, that's how we are African. Together are we best fun. Don't River Falls when me just can't resist. 7 Mile Beach when me get my steam fish. Down in a Mobile me get me national dish. St. Elizabeth with Red Basket Parish. They climb Blue Mountain, they pan me list. Oh, what a piece of niceness like this. Come on Jamaicans, make we sing along. We are Jamaican, and we are champions. Sweet, sweet Jamaican, that's how we are African. Fermina the Gideon. Come on Jamaicans, make we sing along. We are Jamaican, and we are champions. Sweet, sweet Jamaican, that's how we are African. Together are we best weapon. Come on Jamaicans, make we sing along. We are Jamaican, and we are champions. Sweet, sweet Jamaican, that's how we are African. Fermina the Gideon. Come on Jamaicans, make we sing along. We are Jamaican, and we are champions. Sweet, sweet Jamaican, that's how we are African. Together are we best weapon.
I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me, yeah. You don't know, sir, praying Christ represent for Talk Up Youth. This and every Saturday from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. on Nationwide 90 FM.
Nationwide 90 FM is at it again. Team Revolution will clear every hurdle and sprint to the finish line as we cover the games of the 33rd Olympiad from Paris, the city of love.
Winning by daylight and setting a world record 9.68. The wind is okay.
Nationwide's coverage is powered by our diamond sponsor, KFC. It's finger-licking good across all locations island-wide.
In life, like royalty, hey. If I ever make it in a life, you are gonna be living like royalty. So me have to set it in a right. Never ever have to think twice, no way. If I ever make it in a life, you are gonna be living like royalty. So me have to set it in a right. Never ever have to think twice, no way. Me used to sleep on Stagger Coach. Me used to sleep on Corey Coach. Them and they never left me out. Me used to live at Eddie House. Me never keep me own a key. She keep my used to let me out.
Welcome back to the Talk Up Youth Radio Show, the voice of the Jamaican youth, right here on Nationwide 90 FM, the best revolution station in Jamaica, and I dare to say the world. You're listening to Damon Scarlett, and alongside with me today is
Samuel Watson.
Samuel Watson is back in the place. Samuel, what have you been up to? You've been
school don't know.
Yeah,
but start work.
Wow. So you start feel what it's like to have the 8 to 4, 9 to 5 job.
Sadly.
No, not sadly, because you get paid, brother.
No, money, but you have to get up every morning early again and go work and then come back and do it again for repeat.
Wow.
Some are breaking and supposed to need bed and asleep and something.
No, but you have to be productive.
True,
and
right.
It's funny enough,
Right.
as you talk about work and job, I saw a post a friend made this morning, and let me read it. It says, put the salary in the job description. No one should have to take time off work to find out the job they are interviewing for pays significantly less than the one they already have. And the person put thanks. And I found that to be very interesting, because sometimes you go for a job and you don't really know what the pay
and
is
funny
like.
enough, I had somebody who came in because the line of work that I do.
Yeah.
I had somebody who came in and was saying that you should highlight the pay before you let you know that you have a job available or something like that.
Oh yes.
So I was so we should tell them
always
that
work like that.
Yeah, we must tell them what they're coming to get before we let them know that there are available spaces or something like that.
Oh, that's not how it works in the work. It's all the way around. But you have to come and apply yourself, and then you know what the compensation is.
Right.
But I think one of the things too, that as we strive to build ourselves, and not just with just that only, that's the power of negotiation.
Yeah.
Because if you know that you're worth X value, then see if you can negotiate your way through.
Because there's always negotiation process when it comes to getting a job.
Right.
Because it's not like they're forcing you to take this. Because they do ask, what do you expect? Or what? So they, how would I put it? You have the option to let them know what you think you are worth or what you know you're
ideal, right?
Yeah, what is ideal to you.
Right. But then again, it comes back down to conversation, negotiation, and what is possible at the moment. But if you really want to work, you apply yourself to get the work. But some interesting facts you didn't know that you needed to know. Let me start with the first one. This is interesting. Now, why we can't tickle ourselves? No, according to research, it says that even if you're incredibly ticklish, you may have noticed that tickling yourself doesn't actually work. So why is that? According to research out of University College in London, when we try to tickle ourselves, a part of our brain called the cerebellum, cerebellum, let me correct that pronunciation, predicts the sensation. Right? Now that prediction cancels the response of other brain areas to the tickle. No, I never did know that. You didn't know that?
No, I normally when I was younger, I normally try to tickle myself because I was like, why?
Yeah.
Why am I can't tickle myself?
Yeah, I don't, when people do it, it's different. It's a different reaction. But I guess as it says here, in terms of how the brain functions, so it says that the prediction cancels the response of other brain areas to the tickle. You know, so it automatically pick up. Say, all right, let me try that myself. not now, but when somebody else do it to you, you feel that kind of reaction. So they say that's a fact that if you didn't know, you need to know that. So if you ever try to tickle yourself, listeners or viewers, it probably not going to work. Not going to work. All right, this the second one. This is another interesting one.
The flush toilet was invented in 1596.
Oh, that is long before
1596.
Well, what was so interesting about this flush toilet? I don't know.
So, as it says here, it says, though we think of flush toilets as a pretty modern convenience, the first version of it was actually invented back in 1596 by Queen Elizabeth.
The first?
Yeah, Queen Elizabeth the First, godson. It required 7.5 gallons of water to flush, which is a lot when you consider today's toilets require an average of 1.6 gallons. But on the other hand, up to 20 people could use it between flushes. But this version of the flush toilet didn't really catch on. According to Smithsonian magazine, they didn't take off until 1851. That was a very big gap.
It's
a
not
very
even
massive gap.
That's even a gap in the years that caught my attention, but in terms of the volume of water. And then it says that you flush after every 20 persons have used it. I was like, okay, that's a little bit... but thank God that they have reverted that process. So you're supposed to do it at every time when you use it. Right? That's an interesting fact they say that people need to know. And... from 1596. It's a long time invention going on. It's not just
Christopher Columbus did have flush toilet.
I don't know. Maybe by that time in 1596 that would have been possible. The third fact that Russia is the largest country in the world. Did you know that?
Yeah, because it's basically what brings up the entire landmass of Asia itself, the continent Asia.
What's geography now? I can't tell you.
You have to learn sometime in school. True. But yeah, I think Russia is what brings up most of the landmass for the whole continent of Asia. Yeah. So seeing that it is the largest country in the world is not really much a surprise. As it pertains to me. I'm not sure about everybody.
I see a number of our YouTubers here. I see Chrissy and Andrew and Margot. A whole discussion happening here. Did you know that Russia is the largest country in the world? YouTubers. So it says that out of all the countries in the world, Russia is the largest in size, coming at 6.6 million square miles. Right? That's 17.1 million square kilometers, according to the World Atlas. Now, in fact, it is so massive that even if it lost 2.7 million square miles of territory, it would still be the biggest country. I can't understand that or fathom that. You know? Wow. And it says some world facts are bigger than others. Interestingly, not a single one of the world's most populated cities are in Russia.
Right.
So while Russia is the largest country,
they're not the most populated.
Not most popular in terms of the cities that as we know them.
Right.
And that's an interesting fact. So if you didn't know that, you know that today. Let's see if we can give them two more, Sam.
Alright. So a fourth one is the largest stadium in the world is in North Korea. Alright, so it says here that there are some massive sports stadiums, but one of the biggest of them it's called
Runggrada.
Yeah, First of May Stadium.
Yes, and it's located in
North Korea, and it has a capacity of over 114,000 people and hosts football games as well as festivals
called the Arigan, consisting of
gymnastics and artistic games.
Artistic
games. Sorry.
All right, so the largest stadium in the world is in North Korea. When I think about the capacity and I think about our stadium, is nowhere near that.
Nowhere near.
Cool. Another one. The shortest sentence in English. Can you guess it? What is the shortest sentence in English? David, engineer, you know? You know?
I mean, he's right in front of me.
He's in front of you. Oh? The shortest sentence in English is go.
I don't understand.
You don't understand that
I don't
one?
understand that one.
David, I said, what are you saying, engineer? I said something to it. It's I? I can't, no, we don't classify I. Because I would be the subject. You know, he said it's the whole sentence.
So I am the whole sentence.
You know? Yeah, no, you can't just say I by itself. I is not a sentence. But let me tell you why they say that the shortest sentence in English is go. It says that, yes, go, all of 2 letters, is a grammatically correct English sentence. It's only a sentence, though, if it is a command. Because when you say, for example, you is understood as the subject.
Right.
So it's commanding the listener to go. So if you'd rather a sentence with a separate word as the subject, for example, I am, it says that I am is the shortest sentence with 3 letters. So in other sense that when you say go, it's giving you
it's
that
basically
kind of
a command.
A command.
Right.
So the sentence itself, right? So you wouldn't say okay is not a sentence because okay... No, I disagree with that one. Because go gives you a full command, and then you don't need.
Okay, it's more of a response.
You don't need a subject to go along with that. Because when you say go, we automatically know that
you're supposed to move.
You have to respond.
Right.
We can debate this one.
Okay,
after.
would be the response to somebody saying go.
Exactly. All right. The last one I want to share with our listeners and our viewers, as I thought this one was also interesting. 40, the number 40, is the only number in English whose letters are in alphabetical order. Let's work that one out. 40, F-O-R-T-Y,
right,
is the only number in English whose letters are in the alphabetical order. So let's take the number 30. Can I spell T-H-I-R-T-Y. So let's go with the alphabet. So T, the way down the so.
Right.
Then H, go back up the H. Then I. And then the R, you have to go back way down there. So, and then the T and the Y.
Yeah.
With 40 now, F, then you go O. Because you know L-M-N-O. P-Q-R.
Yes.
This is R is there. Then
S-T.
So T.
Then
U-V-W-X-Y. Wow. I didn't know that. That's just how the mind works. I hope people sit down and think about these.
Like, what were you doing to even think about this? Like, you just sit down and say 40.
Yeah, you know.
F-O-R-T-Y.
I wouldn't have thought about that one. And as it says here, not the most useful, but it's fun. Sure, fun to think about. So try it with any other number, and you'll see how true that is. Very interesting facts there for our listeners. All right, so we want to see if we can talk to our guest now. Right, so let's just take a break, and when we come back, we will speak with our special guest. This is the Talk Up Your Radio Show, the voice of the Jamaican youth, right here on Nationwide 90 FM. Continue to check the alphabet and to make sure that we are right. Soon come.
Bring him with me, go LA. It's like a him get nominated, watch the Grammy side of me. Cause how much people can you say?
Variety is the spice of life. That's not just true for entertainment, it's true for investing too. While stocks, bonds, and cash are effective, there are other credible investment options out there. These are alternative investments, ranging from digital options like cryptocurrencies to old school investments like gold, real estate, and private equity. You can invest on your own or via a fund with a curated portfolio of investment options.
Visit barita.com/opportunities for more growth coach insights.
This outstanding 6'4" athlete credits Jamaica with her first Olympic victory ever.
Jamaica is filled with Olympians.
World record holder McKinley dashes into the lead.
We must never forget the forerunners of Jamaican Olympic greatness.
Coming into the home stretch, it's Wint who challenges the leader.
Win or lose, athletes never forget their Olympic experience.
Merely not has devastated another world-class field. And Hemmings is going to do it. Hemmings wins it. She's the champion. A personal...
Win or lose, Jamaicans will cheer the loudest at the Olympics so that the world will never forget who we are.
And Usain Bolt is moving away. And Jamaica retained their title. And the world record has been taken apart. Oh, I say.
From July 26 to August 11, tune in only to Nationwide 90 FM for the coverage of the 2024 Paris Olympic Games, because we're here to ensure that you never forget. Nationwide's coverage is powered by our bronze sponsors: National Road Operating and Construction Company Limited, Digicel, Grace Foods, Spirits of Jamaica, Imperial Optical Jamaica, and Rainforest Caribbean.
Talk Up Youth and talk the truth. I ask the bush that representing for Talk Up Youths here and Nationwide 90 FM every Saturday from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m.
Chimney, new government, give thanks.
Sing it.
You know, every day,
Realest thing here in our world, brother.
we give thanks.
For real.
You spend all that money on your watch. How much time you spend with your son? So much money in the club. How much you spend with the ones you love? The simple things are your blessings. Simple things, them are your blessings, your blessing. Simple things are your blessing. And you don't notice your blessings. You pick it with the shoes by your feet.
Welcome back to the Talk Up Your Radio Show, the voice of the Jamaican youth, right here on Nationwide 90 FM. In this segment, we're speaking with Dr. Dixon, RJ Dixon, and he is a medical doctor, community builder, philanthropist, and a political aspirant. He is from the Clarendon area, and he also went to the Glenmuir High School, and he served as quiz captain and head boy while he was at Glenmuir, and so he's well known in the area, Sam.
Right.
You know, and of course, upon graduating med school in 2017, he returned to his practicing of medicine in his home parish in Maypen at the Maypen Hospital. So, good morning, Dr. Dixon. How are you?
Hello, good morning. I'm good. How are you?
We're doing good. We're doing good. Thank you for taking the time out to speak with us. I know this is a very important topic that we need to have a conversation on as it relates to, autism awareness and its impact. So I think Sam has a few things that he wants to talk to you about.
Yes. Good morning again, Dr. Dixon. Just before we get into it, can you give us and the listeners a brief definition on what autism is?
Alright, so autism, well, it's now classified as autism spectrum disorder. Initially, it was called autism, autism spectrum disorder, and it's a neurodevelopmental condition which is characterized by some general problems with social communication and interaction, and characterized by restricted and repetitive behaviors. It's called a spectrum because persons are affected to different degrees. Okay. So in terms of the social and communication, there are persons who are significantly impacted, and some that is just very mild. There are some persons that might have significant learning challenges, and some that might have what you call super talents. We call them savants. So they're very, very good at doing particular skills. So they might be able to just get a piano, listen what is happening, play by ear, etc. So you have those, some of that kind of fly over an area and do an entire mapping of what they see. So that's one end of the spectrum, and another end where they have challenges with learning and attaining their educational milestone.
All right.
Well, thank you for putting that into focus for us, Doc. And as you'd have mentioned that, I know that Sam, there are some misconceptions or some common myths about autism. So could you share what some of those are and how are we to address that as a society?
Alright, so some persons would classify it as a disease which can be cured. It's not something that can be cured. What can happen is that there are aspects of its management that can improve how persons function in society. Right? So that's one myth. It is not a disease that can just be cured. Right? So sometimes patients come to the office and they ask, how I can get rid of autism? Right? It's not something I can get rid of. It's something that we can manage to ensure that whatever issues that particular child is having, because many of the issues are specific to one child but not present in another, as we said, it's a spectrum. So it's really managing those. There are some persons who have the misconception that vaccines cause autism, in particular the MMR vaccine. That's also a myth that has been dispelled. What has happened is that the age around which autism tends to be diagnosed, around 18 months to 2 years old, it's also an age that one of the MMR vaccine was being given. So it was a coincidence that it's just that they're getting the vaccine at the time when the symptoms surrounding autism spectrum disorder would start to be displayed in the child. So that is also a myth. So some persons are afraid of vaccines because of that. And we don't really want to continue with the vaccine hesitancy because we have gotten rid of some diseases because of vaccines that we don't want to see happening again. So we want parents to know that the vaccines do not cause autism. There's one other thing I'm going to highlight. There are some persons who have this notion that autism is becoming an epidemic. Because there's a lot more diagnosis of autism happening. It's not that it's becoming an epidemic. I think that more physicians are becoming more aware of it, that more parents are becoming more aware of the condition, and they're now just taking the child in for assessment. Right? So I have had a few since the start of the year where the parents will come and they tell you exactly what is happening with the child. Head banging, hand flapping, specific. They only want a particular types of foods, etc., because of the texture. And then we can make a diagnosis, we can make a referral for screening and further management. So it's not an epidemic, it's just that we are more aware of it now, and parents are also more aware. So they don't just see that this child is an idiot or him can't learn or him don't play. Bring that child for an assessment, and then sometimes we diagnose now that this is really autism spectrum disorder.
Right, thanks for that, Doc. And as you mentioned about family,
I was just about to ask, how can one really, pick up on the signs of autism? So, like, what are some signs you would see to show that, okay,
like parents, for
parents or anyone overall within the space of the child, because the parents does not have to actually be the first person to really pick it up. Teachers can pick it up at school and so forth. So how does one pick up on signs, or what are some signs that you see?
Yes, and I'm going to tell you some of the common ones that we see and some of the ones that even the parents pick up themselves and come and report to us. Things like the child not maintaining any eye contact, that the child don't seem to necessarily understand emotions, because some of them don't really understand that. And then some of the common motor issues is that they might find that the child just has this hand flapping. So a child is just sitting and that is what soothes them, hand flapping or head banging, those repetitive behaviors. So they just constantly knocking their head on a wall or a surface, constantly flapping their hands. And also some fixation. So you might find that if the child is fixated with lining up every single toy, right? So instead of just playing with the toys, like, generally if you see kids playing with toys, they just have everything thrown all over the place. When you see them lining everything up, right? Or they are fixated on a specific part of a truck. So you buy this child a toy truck, and he's not really interested in pushing the truck along the ground like most children do. He's fixated on playing with the wheel alone. That is also something that can be concerning for us. And when we see things like this, especially when we have a number of them happening, then we'd have to refer for further screening. Right? It doesn't mean that once they display any of this, it means that it's a diagnosis. Right? But certainly it's something that would be concerning when you see a group of these particular things happening. Another thing is that you might find that they are fixated on only foods of a particular texture. So they probably only want like things that are of the texture of like a smoothie. A big child, he doesn't want to eat any food, right? So children will tend to want chips at a certain time and all that. They want to eat from the family pot. This child wants to drink from a bottle, and it has to be of a particular texture. And if it's not of a particular texture, they're not going to have it any at all. So those are some of the common things that we do see where autism is concerned.
I'm Doc. So how challenging or is it stressing on like the family? Like how do they cope to to get through this kind of a process?
It can be very stressing, I must say, especially when they are significantly impacted by it. Because as I said, you might have some persons who are on the autism spectrum who are fine. They function normally in the regular school system. It's just such a sign. But there are those who need to be in a special education institution. Those are not so very common. Parents struggle to get them in, right? And where you might find that there's a space, the distance between home and that institution might be prohibitive. So, that creates a strain on the parent. Right. Also, merely screening, there's an autism screen that's done. That can be very expensive. Right, I gather that it's even up to about 50,000 now. Some persons do it cheaper, some persons do it. So we have specialists who diagnose, neurodevelopmental specialists. So they might come to us as a general physician, but then we're going to refer them for screening. That is challenging for parents as well. And when you have those who need to have like speech and language therapy, so the speech is not clear or they're not using enough words, as I said, you might need to stimulate them. Right? Yes. One, the sessions are expensive. Two, there are not many of those speech and language or behavioral therapists, not many of them. So even if you can get a slot, you might find that the appointments are so far apart. So while in the first world country, they might be able to get speech and language therapy twice a week, 3 times a week. You might find that in our setting, if you do get a slot, you're having 6 months appointments, 9 months appointments, and that does not create adequate stimulation that we need to really get that child up to par.
So, Dr. Dixon, you would have went through some of the challenges that families would face in Jamaica when they are seeking intervention. So, my next question to you is, how can these challenges be addressed to ensure that all children have access to the support they need?
Yes.
All right. So, one, there are support organizations that are there for the parents that do try to help with, in terms of recommending to special education institutions, trying to help with some of the costs associated with the management. So we have, for example, the Jamaica Autism Support Association, that's a parent support group, has been doing good with giving support to parents so they can make contact, they can be a part of their groups, their WhatsApp group. They have regular meetings just to support, so parents can come together, share their challenges, how they're dealing with it, and then that might help somebody else to be better able to deal with it. I believe there's also a foundation, Maya Chung Autism and Disabilities Foundation, that also does work with autism. And we also have the Pediatric Association of Jamaica that does a lot of work with autism. So many of the specialists do give discounts to many of the parents, especially when they recognize that, they can't afford it. And some actually do pro bono work as well. And just to give a plug, the Pediatric Association is doing a 5K walk run in June.
Right.
June 23, and that the whole aim of that run is to raise funds. We're aiming for at least $10 million, and those funds will be used to help parents offset the costs that's associated with screening that's associated with management, so the speech and language therapy, behavioral therapy, etc. So we have these organizations that do try their best, but the truth is that there's still a lot of limitations. There's still much more that needs to be done, but for special needs, probably from a policy level, etc.
All right. Well, thank you for putting that into focus for us, Dr. Dixon. I want to ask you we're now up on the break for the midday news. So we're going to take that. And then when we come back, we want to just wrap that conversation that we're having on the importance of autism and knowing what the signs are. This is the Talk Up Your Radio Show, the voice of the Jamaican youth. We'll be right back after the midday news.
Things them are your blessing. You better notice your blessing. We've got life, so let's live. You make the time to chase the paper. When last you say your prayer. We've got life, so let's live. And while you're worshiping,
you're listening to Nationwide 90 FM. The time is
a minute after noon.
It's credible and factual. The World at Noon on Nationwide 90 FM.
Good afternoon, I'm Andrew Cannon. Coming up in the World at Noon for this Saturday, June 8, 2024, several officers being treated for food poisoning following incident at tactical training course. Opposition Senator Lambert Brown wants Parliament's records to be properly digitized. Police seek public's help to locate missing wards of the state. In the region, Government of Guyana reveals plans to convert its fresh surface water for residential use. On the international scene, there are claims of over 100 killings in daring rescue of Israelis who were being held hostage by Hamas. While in sports, Iga Swiatek achieved the rare feat of winning a third successive French Open women's title. The details after this. Nationwide News understands that a food poisoning incident took place on June 6 on the specialized operations grounds of the police force during a Level 2 tactical training. 7 officers are still being treated and their blood results are being awaited to further determine their condition. A constable was admitted to hospital with no life-threatening conditions and is awaiting a discharge notice. 3 members have been released and were sent back to the specialized operations branch. According to a summary of the incident, the officers from various divisions consumed lunches that were provided, resulting in vomiting and diarrhea symptoms. They were rushed to a medical facility where the constable was admitted to the ward due to the severity of his condition. The incident report further stated that the affected officers were visited by the welfare director of the Jamaica Police Federation. Opposition Senator Lambert Brown is calling for Parliament's records to be properly digitized. Senator Brown says this is crucial in the event of a major fire or natural disaster at the seat of Parliament.
Certainly the continuity of our Parliament and our parliamentary business in the modern era of technology require more than just a physical paper. It requires Senator responsibility for digitalization. This is a project I recommend to you to ensure that our Parliament is digitalized. The records are stored off-site in addition to the physical records that are here. It is important for this generation and future generations to come.
Senator Brown was reacting to an incident last weekend where a small fire caused by a Molotov cocktail caused minor damage to a part of the exterior of the 64-year-old building. Senator Brown says it would be a travesty for the records of Parliament to go up in smoke.
So as Senator Bunting asks for an update and upgrade of our security architecture relative to the Interception of Communication Act and the matters related thereto, I also make a plea for an upgrading of our record keeping of the Parliament. I would hate it, Mr. President, that when my friends on the other side wish to go back to answer to find what I said some time ago that may be consistent or inconsistent with a position I adopt, that they won't be able to find it because it was destroyed. Let us make sure the continuity certainly is not at NNN. I'm glad it's not at NNN.
Lambert Brown, opposition senator, speaking in the Senate on Friday. Attorney at law and Haitian advocate Marlene Alain has painted a grim picture of the inhumane treatment being meted out to a group of Haitians detained at the Manchonil police station in Portland. The refugees are believed to be from a group of 50 who arrived on the island illegally by boat in the dead of night on May 19. Ms. Alain, who's representing the Haitians, says several have already been taken to the hospital.
I received information about the conditions of detention of the Haitians at the Manchonil police station, and we believe that those conditions rise to the level of inhuman and degrading treatment. They describe being in overcrowded jail cells where they sleep on the floor, having to relieve themselves in plastic bags in the actual cell, not being able to go out and see the sunlight, and receiving one meal a day. And my understanding is that the food that they're given is making them sick, so that already one had to be sent to the hospital. I submitted to the court that those conditions rise to the level of inhuman and degrading treatment, and I hope to provide written submission in that respect.
The refugees appeared before the Portland Parish Court again on Friday on the charge of illegal entry. Ms. Alain says the judge has extended the ruling to give her access to the refugees.
The judge extended the order made previously that I am to have access to the Haitians as an attorney at law in a proper facility. We are back before the court on Friday, and my assumption is that we will have an order on the matter of bail.
Marlene Alain, attorney at law and Haitian advocate. The St. Elizabeth Municipal Corporation's Disaster Preparedness Committee says 90 emergency shelters have been identified within the parish. The corporation is ramping up the parish's readiness for the 2024 Atlantic hurricane season. Parish Coordinator for Disaster Preparedness, Ornella Lewis, says the shelters include schools, community centers, as well as contingency shelters such as churches. According to Ms. Lewis, a shelter management conference will take place on June 26 on refresher courses for disaster preparation. She says major emphasis will also be placed on public education campaigns across social media and community outreach efforts. Ms. Lewis urged residents to take protective actions such as stockpiling food and critical supplies, identifying nearest shelter and medical facility, and securing medications if needed. Meanwhile, Mayor of Black River, Councillor Richard Solomon, assessed the parish's readiness level at 95%. He says this is based on ongoing mitigation work, shelter inspections, budgeting for the emergency plan, and securing emergency supplies. However, Councillor Solomon cautioned residents against complacency, advising them to protect life and property by making timely preparations. The police are seeking the public's assistance to find 2 wards of the state who have been missing since yesterday, June 7. They are Anna K. White and Elizabeth Barrett. Anna K., age 16, was last seen at the Homestead Place of Safety in St. Andrew, June 7. She was last seen wearing her light blue uniform, navy blue skirt, red tie, and black shoes. Elizabeth, age 18, was last seen at the Homestead Place of Safety in St. Andrew on June 7. She was last seen wearing a white blouse, blue jeans, and white sneakers. Anyone who knows of the whereabouts or has seen Anna K. White or Elizabeth Barrett should contact the Stony Hill Police Station at 876-942-2223. That's 876-942-2223. And now for news in the region. Water wastage is increasingly becoming a challenge in Guyana, and to ensure the availability of safe and sufficient water supply, the government has revealed plans to convert its fresh surface water for residential use. During a recent address at an event, President Dr. Irfan Ali said that the initiative will see Guyana reducing water wastage. We are also now looking at how we can convert our surface water, the rich fresh water, and don't dump that water, but have that water for our water sustainability and residential use for drinking purposes, and so, he said. The government will be examining existing water conservancies to see how best the water in those areas can be converted for residential use. This is part of efforts in keeping with the United Nations Sustainable Development Goal 6 to ensure availability and sustainable management of water and sanitation for all 2.4 billion people live in water-stressed countries. Most recent data revealed that 2.2 billion people lacked safely managed drinking water, while 703 million lacked basic water service in 2022. On the international scene, 4 Israeli hostages kidnapped from the Nova Music Festival on the 7th of October have been released by the Israeli military. Those freed are Noah Argamani, 25, Almog Meirjan, 22, Andrei Kozlov, 27, and Shlomi Ziv, 41. Israel says the rescue was conducted in broad daylight under heavy fire at 2 separate buildings set in central Gaza. Many people, including children, have been killed and injured in the area where the operation took place. Hamas claims more than 200 Palestinians died, but the figures are not from medical sources. News of the rescues was announced by a loudspeaker on Israeli beaches and cheered on the streets of Tel Aviv. To sports, Iga Swiatek achieved the rare feat of winning a third successive French Open women's title with a comprehensive victory over Italian 12th seed Jasmine Paraloni. Poland's Swiatek continued her recent dominance on the Roland Garros clay with a 6-2, 6-1 win against her first-time major finalist Paraloni. The world number 1 trailed by an early break, but instantly hit back, winning 11 of the next 12 games to secure victory. It has secured 23-year-old Swiatek a 4th title in Paris and a 5th Grand Slam triumph overall after her victory in the 2022 US Open. And now to recap the top stories making the world at noon. Several officers being treated for food poisoning following incident at tactical training course. Opposition Senator Lambert Brown wants Parliament records to be properly digitized. Police seek public's help to locate missing wards of the state. I'm Andrew Cannon. You can find the news on our website at nationwideradiojm.com and on the Nationwide app available on Google Play and the App Store. News is next at 5 o'clock. Over, stay tuned as we go back to Talk Up Youths.
Outperform, outlast. With top performance. Easy, Jackama. Reliable, full stop, not comma. We have the expertise for drilling and demolition. We have the power tools for plumbers and electricians. Fancy select tools, free parts and free repairs. Free parts, free repairs. 2 to 3 years. Hilton, available at Delta Supply, 106 Hagley Park Road. Call us at 876-302-61114. Delta Supply, we service what we sell.
Boy, you don't know, say, Parent Christ represent for Talk Up Youth every Saturday from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. on Nationwide 90 FM. Stay in Christ.
Oh, so protect all your night. Your love surround me. Pagan can't go around me. Love surround me. In a water, they want to drown me. Love surround me. Pagan can't go around me. Love surround me. In a water, they want to drown me. Yeah. Your love surround me like a mountain. As one door close, another open. Father God tell me some golden, that talent are not stolen. She say I evil never bring round, but I God give me everything now. Yeah, Him inspire me to sing so. Can't catch me by no hook like no swim round. Your love surround me. Pagan can't go around me. Love surround me. In a water they want to drown me. Love surround me. Pagan can't go around me. Love surround me. In a water they want to
Welcome back to the Talk of It Radio Show, the voice of the Jamaican youth, right here on Nationwide 90 FM. You're listening to the voice of Damon Scarlett, and alongside me is
Samuel Watson.
He's in the building with us today, and As that song says, Jah love surrounds me, and we need to continue that conversation of spreading the love and the joy for our nation's children. Just before the midday news, we were speaking with Dr. Dixon as he was bringing into focus for us how we can support families where the children are autistic.
Right.
And that's a conversation that we need to have. So we are shedding light on that today, and we are rejoined by Dr. Dixon. Dr. Dixon, are you with us?
Yes, I'm with you.
All right, thank you, Doc. So just before we took the news break, you were speaking to us about the support groups that are needed, and the impact of the autism, what it can have on families, right? One of the things is that we tend to have more conversation these days on mental health, and just a thought that came to mind. Is there a link between both? What the kind of impact what does this have on mental health?
I mean, it can affect the intellectual capacity of these persons. I haven't delved into studies that are showing any direct link between the mental health challenges. But population, the general population, autistic population, can affect them as well, right? So that's it. They can have these mental health challenges, right? They go into their teenage years, they're having issues with whether it be body positivity that's called now, whether it be challenges that they do and the mental health that comes with that. But in terms of a specific position, not that I'm currently aware.
Okay. All right. Thanks and thank you for that. And in terms of their involvement in the education aspect, for those who are in school, or what kind of support can teachers and school give for young children who are autistic?
So, I believe one of the first things that I would recommend is that the teachers at least are somewhat aware of some of the signs that are associated with autism, right? We don't expect them to diagnose, but if they're aware and they see some of the challenges in the children, they can recommend with a particular child. And then that we have to identify those who have special needs.
Yes.
Kind of place them into those needs can be hit. So, the challenge though is that I don't sorry.
All right, one second from you there, Doc. I don't know if you can just. We're having a little challenge. I'm hearing. Are you hearing us now? All right. So while we work on that, so Sam, we're hearing.
You hearing me now?
Yes, I hear you now.
Yeah. So.
All right. One second, Doc. Yes.
Yeah.
All right. So while we work on that, Sam. So one of the things, as we're hearing that we have to pay close attention to the signs, even while they're at school in that kind of a care of our teachers and so on. They have specific things that they have to be looking out for, and I think earlier on in Doc could have made reference.
Yeah, he made reference to
like how their attention.
Yeah.
Right.
Are you hearing better now?
Yes, I can hear you now, Doc.
Okay.
Right. So if you could just go back over that point that you were making for us. Hello?
Yes, are you able to hear me?
Yeah, man, we can hear you. So you were talking about in terms of the education aspect of it.
Yes. So I'm saying those who have needs that need to be addressed by, say, special education institution or by special educators, even if you say have, a formal school system, we don't necessarily have enough special educators. We don't have enough special educational institutions to address those particular challenges in terms of the school system. And I think it's something that we have to look at in a holistic way. How do we get in place more special educators? How do we get in place more special educational institutions? And then also the support services, right? Some of the support services that might come in handy are like social workers, but we don't have enough of those. That I was speaking about behavioral therapists, speech and language therapists. Those are things that we want, ease of access to, but we don't have because they are very limited. So it's something that has to be examined, I believe, on a national policy level, examined to see what support can be given by the government to increase the salary of special educators, to increase the number of special educational institutions, and for those that exist to see how the government may be able to support them, because some of them are not necessarily public, they're private. Right. But then maybe there's a role that the government can partner with them, whether it be for expansion of the space and facilitate some of the students from the public system, or any other way that they see it. But these are some of the challenges that certainly need to be addressed head on if we're going to make a mark where these are concerned. What we don't want is for them to be left behind in the education system, which happens a lot now. So this child is classified as slow, this child is classified as disruptive, and they're just left at the back of the class, right? Left to basically fend for themselves. And then what happens when you have them left on their own? Then they become a challenge for society. And we're in a society that has a significant amount of challenges in terms of with crime and violence, and these are things that can also be addressed through the educational sector.
Right. So what we're hearing is that we need more. There's a cry for more of the special educators, and these persons they help to deal with the necessary assessment that needs to be done to help.
The special educators will not necessarily be doing the assessment.
Okay.
It's done by specialist pediatricians, developmental pediatricians.
Yes.
But they would identify some of the issues, and the special educators now are better able to deal with some of the issues better. For example, not just having them in a class of 45.
Okay, right.
So focus on the specific challenge that a particular child has, because as I said, spectrum sometimes is very weak. So.
All right, thank you for that, Doc. But you see how they play a support role there. But when they get older, though, Dr. Dixon, they also need that kind of empowerment.
Yes. So what we were asking is, how can we empower autistic individuals to advocate for themselves, and also persons who are along the line. How do I put it?
Well, advocating for themselves and their needs, right?
Yeah, and also what role do supporting networks and also community organizations play in helping to amplify these autistic voices?
Yeah. The main thing can be done, and the best thing that can be done is early intervention. There are some persons that have it to such significant a degree that they will need to basically have lifelong support. But there are persons who are not as severe. And if you intervene early, get the necessary support services, they are basically able to function as normal or near normal, even though they might still have sort of challenges in terms of some of them is social interaction. They might not be as the general population. But early intervention is the main thing that can be done. If you intervene early, this person having challenges with speech and language. If you intervene early where the behavioral challenges are concerned. So you find that they're doing tantrums, that they have attention deficit, and you start to address those problems. Then we don't have it reaching to the point where no, it's not just throwing a tantrum, it's throwing a rock stone at another person. Right, it's using another weapon to harm somebody else. Right? So if we control those things, be it early, start to intervene early. That is the best way that you can ensure that they are functional as teenagers and as adults.
Yes, thank you for that, Doc. As you said, Sam, that oftentimes we can turn a blind eye to these individuals in the society. And I see persons who are autistic quite often. You know, to be honest, it pains my heart sometimes to see the kind of state that child may be in. But once you give them that loving environment and that care, because I've seen families that really do care for children who who go through this autism. But one of the things though, Doc, before you go, in terms of like family dynamics, what is your final encouragement to families out there now who have children who are like this, and they need that kind of, just a little hope and, where to turn to? I know you'd have touched on some places earlier on. If you could just remind us.
Just so you know, all hope is not lost.
Yeah.
Seek intervention where possible. We do understand that, the cost sometimes is prohibitive, but it's to be a part of some of these support groups, such as Jamaica Autism Support Association, for example, and these are groups that will generally see how best they can help these parents. The truth is that some of them are going to constantly have the challenges, because we know in the society that we're in, socioeconomic issues, and these are persons who have a lot of expense associated with it to effectively manage it. I just want them to not give up, try as best as they can to get the necessary support. And even if it's a partial management, if it's one aspect of it that they can manage to get some intervention in, then just do that. Don't just discard them and throw them off as, just to say that they're slow, they're disruptive, they're stupid, whatever. Work with them.
Watch the words
and try to find those services that can help them.
Wow, thank you, Dr. Dixon, for really taking the time out. I know it's a very busy Saturday for you, but we really are appreciative, because we need to know from people in the field how to respond. And as we said today, that we are shedding light on this important matter in our society. So please, ladies and gentlemen, continue to show care and love for those of our children and young persons too, who continue to go through autism. Thank you so much, Doc. We're going to leave it there for today.
And before I go, again, I want to encourage your listeners to sign up for our 5K walk run.
Okay, that is coming up.
It's at the University of the West Indies campus.
All right.
It starts at 6:30 a.m.
All right, thank you. So if you're into 5K and stuff like that, then you can support a good cause.
They can go on myraceresults.com. It's one of the sites that do their races, the 5K races.
All right, thank you so much, Doc.
Okay.
Doc, can you just repeat that last on the website?
Oh, so it's my.raceresult.com.
Okay.
/280508, and that will take you directly to our link for sign up.
All right, thank you so much. So, viewers, listeners, go out and support the cause for autism. We're going to take a break, and when we come back, it will be a blast from the past right here on the Talk Up Youth radio show, the voice of the Jamaican youth. Talk Up Youth, Mr. F.
Talk Up Youth.
We'll be back.
Let your steadfast love come to me alive. Your salvation according to your promise. My only good.
My name is Kedrin Campbell. I come from the Appleton Basic School. My favorite Olympic hero is Shelly Ann Fraser-Pryce.
Watch for Shelly Ann Fraser-Pryce.
Looking back now, I say there's no barrier when it comes to your passion and your calling, as time honors your greatness. So I thank you so much, and I pray that you'll be an inspiration to all young girls, mainly the girls, to know that there's no limits when you believe what you believe and continue to work hard. We are strong, we are powerful, and most importantly, we are fearless.
It's glorious gold once again to Shelly Ann Fraser-Pryce.
Stay tuned to the Paris Olympic on Nationwide 90 FM.
big sale now on at Cameron Industries. Up to 50% off quarter and 5/8-inch furniture ply and other items. Now available. Termite-resistant furniture ply, granite, quartz, and solid surface countertops. You don't want to miss these amazing deals. Visit us at Hatfield Mandeville or call us at 963-0628.
Get ready for a show like no other. That's right. Every Sunday from 8:15 p.m. to 9:15 p.m., we're bringing you the Harvest Hour, only on Nationwide 90 FM. Join us as we dive into a soothing religious program created for your mind, body, and soul. The World Harvest Mission Church, creators of the Harvest Hour, is dedicated to making your Sundays God-fearing and saintly. Get a front row seat to moving sermons and affectionate worshiping. That's the Harvest Hour, every Sunday from 8:15 p.m. to 9:15 p.m. only on Nationwide 90 FM, the new revolution in media.
And so we come to know these youths and show these youths. Talk up yourself, the youths to know them roots. Nurture them, protect and love and hear these youths. Music make them know I love we show these youths.
To save the youth, not kill the youth. I build we come to build the youth. I trick and fool and kill the youth. I build we come to build the youth. Empower and then skill the youth. I build we come to build the youth. Youths in action, Jamaica, we are
build the youths there.
Talk up youth in Jamaica.
Hi, good afternoon. It's afternoon, right?
It is afternoon.
Good afternoon, and welcome back to the Talk Up Youth Radio Show here on Nationwide 90 FM. You know, you're here with your host. I'm Samuel Watson, and alongside with me you have Mr. Damian Scarlett, the producer boss himself.
That's it right there. That's it right there.
And in our discussion just now, we were talking to Dr. Dixon about autism, and you know, just to give you, our listeners, and also ourselves, awareness on how to cope with persons with autism and how we can advocate for them.
That's right.
And help them out in their time of need.
Right. And I see our YouTubers are weighing in on the conversation, and I see Dean Lampard saying, you know, wonderful discussion, lovely. Margot says, interesting discourse, and thank you, Doc, for sharing with us. We see Ches Cameron there and all the others commenting and sharing. And, you know, we really have to, as you said, be the voices and advocate for them, so we continue to support. It's not Autism Awareness Month, because that would have been gone from about April, but the conversation continues. Right, so it is time for a blast from the past. 10 years ago, Talk Up Youth ventured on a school tour, or a series of tours, we're going to put it that way, to help motivate and to empower young people, advocating on their behalf the issues that affect them or concern young people in our country. And our first stop was at the Tivoli Gardens High School. So let's look back at some of these issues highlighted, and we can evaluate them to see where we are now as a society. What else do we need to do? I know a lot of these issues would have involved, you know, like peer pressure and, you know, teenage pregnancy, bullying, rape, and all of those things. You know, and Talk Up Youth, we have been in the space for a long time, and we've been doing the work. Right. So let's look back at what some of our young people had to say 10 years ago.
Empress, my people, my people, my people, my youth, my youth, my youth. It's a pleasure to be here for the Talk Up Youth School Tour 2013, powered by UNICEF, National Bakery, Pure Water, National Center for Youth Development, and the Jamaica Advocacy Youth Network. I would now like to introduce some people who would like to be here with you to help find some of the issues and the solutions to all of your problems here today. And he decided to join us on our first stop. Please welcome our artist, our brethren, Agent Sasko, also known as Assassin. Agent Sasko is going to drop some wonderful lyrics for you later, but he's going to sit on the panel and give some solutions to some of the issues that you will tell us about today. I would also like to, anybody watch the show Talk Up Youth? All right, so when me say Talk Up Youth, me say Talk Up Youth. Woo! All right, so we'd like to introduce on the Talk Up Youth Show. Give it up for Stepper. Yeah, man. Stepper is going to join us. He's also a youth empowerment officer, and he's one of the program directors for the National Center for Youth Development. And he's our Talk Up Youth dub poet, taking it to the streets, working in every juvenile center, working in every community. So give it up one more time for Stepper. All right, my youths. Before I introduce some of the students that you may know from TG, I would also like to welcome our teacher, Mr. Felton Robinson. Clap it. From grade 7, stand up, Hoisha Barton. From grade 8, Jamelia Washington. From grade 9, Janelle Jarrett. Jamelia, who else we got? Yannick Barnes from grade 10. And from grade 11, the only male representing TG on the panel today. We like to have a balance, but he's such a strong man. Give it up for Todd J. Davis.
Yes, right there. So we're giving you an introduction from our first Talk Up Youth School tour. I wasn't on the first tour, you know. But
I was waiting for them to call you out.
Me? Oh, no, I wasn't a part of the team then. But as you heard some of the young persons saying that, you know, we always know about Talk Up Youth on television and the work that we've been doing in the space and just sharing the voices and concerns of our nation, the youth, and then sometimes, you know, it's good for us to look back, you know,
just to see where we were and where we have come from,
and where we need to go. No, because as you said, that these issues that the young people are faced with, it's not just we're talking about these things, right? So we need now to not only to listen, but what are we going to do to fix the problems in our country. All right, let's hear from them at this time.
To ourselves today. So say we're going to break the chains. We're going to change the future. We're going to eliminate rape from our society.
As some of my fellow panel members have said before, you need to talk. This program is called Talk Up Youth, so you really need to talk. If someone, whether in your family, outside of your family, auntie, uncle, brother, cousin, your father even, once they put their hand on you or even say something to you that doesn't sound right, that doesn't feel right, you need to talk, because that is what leads up to it. Because once they continually do it, it's going to lead up until it goes worse. So, if you talk up.
Some of us as young people are facing emotional abuse.
One of the issues that young people are going through is peer pressure.
Some of the issues that school children are facing are abuse, physical abuse by parents, even teachers.
Verbal abuse, physical abuse. A lot of you are going through it, even me myself.
One of the main issues, as you know, many of the panel members highlighted, is the actual talking up factor. And it is easier said than done. You can imagine, you know, if you live with your father, for example, and you can even live with your mother and your father doing something inappropriate. You hear, so you lie, because mommy don't want to believe that, right? And you go to people in the community, people don't want to believe that, especially if the perpetrator is, you know, not viewed in that sort of way as a respectable person, and, you know what I mean? So it can be a situation where you're afraid to talk because there's no way nobody ever believes that the pastor really, you know what I mean?
It's never your fault. And sometimes we feel guilty when things happen to us. It's not your fault. But I want to go to the next issue of our young boys, too. Young boys have a lot of issues. Am I right or wrong? So I want to call up 3 young men from the audience to come up here and tell me some of the issues that the young youths are facing. Come, man, come. I want you all to just talk up about some of the issues that the young men are facing in Tivoli Gardens. Share that with us, please.
Well, I think some of the issues are peer pressure and, well, bullying.
Okay, what kind of peer pressure and bullying?
I would say it's like push badness and them things there. Like a push badness and things there. If you're not push badness, you can't get nothing. People are the thing like trouble and think you're soft.
Hold on. So any bullies in here? If you see a bully, point them out. Let me see them. Point out the bullies at TG. Watch out, watch out. I'm going to bring them up here. Bring him up here. See that one there? Come here, bully. Come here.
I cannot speak on a personal background of being bullied because I've never been bullied before. I've been in a couple fights myself, but I've never really been bullied. I have a friend in the audience that has been bullied quite a while, and he has worked his way out of the problem by just simply ignoring it.
Oh, put your hand up if you know somebody who's having sex. All right, put your hands down. Let me ask you, do you know a lot of young girls having sex with older men for money? Put your hands up. Let me find, please respond to that. Why are young girls having sex with older men for money?
Because maybe your parents or guardian don't have it to give you, so you go and they take it as granted. They take it as granted. The older man take it as granted, saying you don't have it, so they're going to use it. They're going to use it to give you what you want.
All right. I'm looking back at that blast from the past there, young people over by TG. Sharing, some of the concerns that they had. What are some of the things that, you heard coming out of it, Sam?
Well, I heard was bullying as one of them that mainly came out at that time, students, and also peer pressure. But as it pertains to the bullying, they were saying, well, one young man said that if he doesn't push badness or act tough in a sense, then people are going to think him soft, and because of that thought, then he's bullied. Because they must say, all right,
and it shouldn't be like that.
Yeah, it really shouldn't be like that. Because some person don't really have that, stern personality. They kind of on the softer side, but that doesn't mean that because he's on the softer side as a male he should be bullied.
Right. And we also need to empower young men to believe in themselves as well, and to have confidence and boldness, and surrounding yourself with positive influence is important. So finding friends who support you and accept you for who you are is important. And we know that going through this space, choosing our friends is never an easy thing.
Yeah, and that is very important, especially when you're in high school. The friends that you get in high school. Some person might say after high school, after you disperse to your different colleges or your different endeavors, you might lose contact with some of the friends them. But I have friends who are in England right now studying, and we might not talk every day, but from time to time we talk and just catch up and say if everything alright and thing. Someone else just to check up on each other, make sure everybody good, make sure everybody still keep them head on them body and continue, because there's a goal, and you have to make sure everybody in that friend group reach the goal, right? So
and speaking positivity over our youth and helping them to think positively as well is also important, and how we train our young men, how we train our young ladies is important, and what we expose them to. And that's a part of the problem sometimes, because they always say, so children live what they see and they learn and all of these things. Right. If we as the adults are not setting the examples for them, right, how then are we going to expect them to follow suit and to act accordingly or more appropriately? Stepper had this to say. We're going to just go to that clip just now. So let's listen into this one.
Well, I think we are true it. I would say the young girl want a big man. You have some men, them just really step out and prey on the youngsters, It's like sometimes in a society, you hear people say, well, there's a kind of hunger for blood, Them like you have some man that's a hunger for young vagina. It's a serious thing. It's not no joke thing, You see, when I do my own work and I check it out, the reality is that it has become a norm. It has become such a norm. And when I talk, you know what I talking about, you know? Right? It has become a norm for young girls to be preyed upon by older men. It happens in every kind of space. When you go into the space, it's an entertainment. It's a thin line between adult and young girl, you know. Adult and teenagers or youngsters, you know. Right? It's a reality. You know, a lot of people always mention the bus spaces, conductor, taximan, that kind of thing. That is one of the reality. But it is existing in our communities. So many of our young girls are being impregnated in the communities, and we don't see any lobby or stand up for the youngsters. You know, it's like it's a norm.
If you don't want your children to grow up having multiple men, you're not supposed to have so them can't sick of them children.
All right. All right, thank you for that. So what we're seeing there and hearing is, well, you know, Stepper responding to, because one of the other issues that came up on that tour 10 years ago was that the issue of, you know, young people engaging in, you know, sexual activities
with
older persons. But not only that, also in return for money.
For money,
right? And again, what we expose them to, you know, earlier on he'd have touched on, you know, even the spaces that they're in. So, you know, the bus and the taxi and, you know, all of that. And I have seen in my little lifetime growing up, you know, coming from high school and even looking at, you know, how, you know, students carry themselves in the buses and all of that. And why it's important for young people, men and women, to value themselves, because you shouldn't have to be going down that route, you know, for income, as a matter of income, you know, selling yourself or your body or anything like that,
just to get a little
right,
money,
you know, right. So, you know, valuing yourself and seeing yourself as important, and then the issue of parenting comes into play, right? Because they brought that up as well.
Exactly, you have to, and also, I think parents should teach their kids that you have to satisfy what you have. You might not have as much as the other person, but there's always somebody out there who has less than you.
Yeah.
You might not know about it, but somebody out there has less than you, and they're probably not doing what you are doing to gain as much as the person who have more than you.
Right.
So you just have to know how to talk to them and let them understand that your time will come. So just be patient, and when you have what you should have or what you want, then it's your time to have it.
Yeah, and you know, I think too, again, the peer pressure,
right.
Not because your friends are doing it means that you must jump and do it too. And you know how you carry yourself in society, and don't let the man, the mother just talk to you anyway and class anyway and treat you anyway. You know, you have to see yourself as more than that. Right? And it starts with you.
Self-value and self-worth.
Right. So you see then, 10 years ago, some of the issues that the youth are speaking about, they're still prevalent in our society now, right? And we need more, as we hear Stepper saying, that nobody's talking up as how they really should. I mean, there are a number of entities and organizations that lobby and speak out on behalf of children and young people. But the conversation should not just be when something catastrophic happens. And, you know, as I thought about that, you know, in the current conversation that we're even having now as a country, in terms of what happened recently with this young teacher.
The teacher,
right? So many things come to mind when you think about these issues.
Right.
But when are we going to put the proper systems in place to protect our children and our youth, and to continue the conversation so that people in society can know that they have a responsibility to also to look out, right, and to speak up, and not to keep information to yourself as well. So you see, this is a very peer pressure bullying. The young man that spoke about bullying, he says that, boy, I've never been bullied, but my friend was bullied, you know. But, and people should not come to school and push this and portray this bad manism or this bad man mentality. And I oftentimes say it on this show, you know, that when you go to school, you're there to learn. You're not there to come push your bad man vibe where you get from maybe a community or so on. And again, maybe that's what they're exposed to.
It's what they're used to. So they, I wouldn't say they can't really step away from it, but it's what they
There's
grow
no
up
place
with.
for it in the school
Yeah,
system.
but
though.
you have no time and place.
Yeah, right? There's no place for it. Well, there's no place for it at all.
At all,
but definitely not in the school
environment.
system. And this is why we need mentors. This is why we need people to come and pour into the young people. We need people for going in the community, in a city, the unattached areas as we call them, or unattached youth, and get into the mindset of the young people, right? Listen to what they're saying. What are their realities? Because sometimes we can stay from where we are and make decisions and make policies and all of that, but we're not on the ground with the people.
Because we don't really understand what is actually happening out there.
No, they don't.
Right.
So rather than staying where you are and pass the judgment or to criticize or so, let's fix the problem. Let's be willing to move out and go sit down on the corner with a youth.
Yeah, and also, Damien, I think some of the youths actually wish they had somebody who would be there to, just to talk to them.
Yeah.
And just show them a better way and how to, express themselves other from the whole, bad man mentality, say you have to act a certain way or you have to move a certain way, forget like a respect. And they actually want somebody to come talk to them and show them a different way, because they don't really want to do this. But because it's all they know and it's all they're around, so they're left with it.
Yeah, man, and big up to the people, even the elder them, who are show the youths them the right way and the right thing,
Yeah.
We need more of that, And as I said, sometimes we need to come out of our comfort zone, right? We need to get into the mind of our youth, right? Go where they are, find out what they're listening to, find out what is on their mind, find out what they like, their interests and stuff like that, and see how you can, help to curtail and to help to motivate and to uplift and to build, right? We can't do it by just staying on the peripherals.
Right.
That's what we need more of in our society, and we want to help more of our young people. This is why Talk Up Youth is here. So we definitely want to start back some of those school tours, so if you want to come and support us, let us know, and let us know here at Nationwide as well, because we care about the youth, right? We are the voice of the Jamaican
youth. We are for the youth.
We are for the youth,
right.
Voice of the Jamaican youth, as we say week after week. So we're going to leave that there in terms of the blast from the past, but we need to remain relevant and present with the issues in our society today, and to know that you can contribute to the change as well. We're going to take a break, and when we come back, it's time to wrap things up. It's almost 1 p.m. This is the Talk Up Youth Radio Show, the voice of the Jamaican youth. Talk Up Youth, myself.
Talk Up Youth.
We'll be back.
Na 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 na. Victory, when you're winning it's a sweet story, and when you're not then the war is bitter. You're quick to call me a sinner, only judge I know my history, so we have to give the king glory.
My dad is not just a regular dad.
I'm the G, my charge.
The real big man. That's why we salute the boss.
It's not always easy to show dad how much you love him, but for this Father's Day, say thank you to your boss dad with a gift from Fontana Pharmacy. Stop by any of our 6 locations to shop from a wide variety of products, or shop online at fontanapharmacy.com now through Father's Day. Fontana Pharmacy, it's all good inside.
Calling all fishermen in Jamaica, we are in the hurricane season. Weather changes are more frequent, and you need your daily marine weather forecast to keep you informed of these changes. Hurry and register now with the Jamaica Fishermen Cooperative Union Limited. They will see that you get your daily marine report on time. Visit them at 44 Beechwood Avenue or call 876-968-0411. Don't delay.
And I'm old and gray. There's nothing I can do.
Welcome back to the Talk Up Youth Radio Show, the voice of the Jamaican youth, right here on Nationwide 90 FM. And I started the show by saying, tell us what you're having for lunch today or breakfast. I spoke about the soup, right? The chicken soup, the beef soup, the conch soup. Which other soup there is some?
I think you have Kalaloo soup.
Kalaloo soup?
Yeah.
I've never had that one. No about vegetable soup though.
Yeah.
Vegetable soup. A lot of soup. It's a soup Saturday, and we love soup. And them say when you feel sick, you must get a cup of the chicken soup. I don't know what the chicken soup have in there. You rather drink some tea. But apparently the chicken soup does make you feel better. But we're winding down. We had a great conversation today as we were highlighting some of the just the issues in our country, in our world, and turning our attention to autism, right? And we spoke to Dr. Dixon, and he really put that into focus for us and to identify some of the triggers that we need to be looking for in the children and to see the kind of help that they need as well. What was your takeaway from that conversation?
My takeaway would be that we should pay attention to our kids. Look,
Yes.
I don't have any kids. But parents should pay attention to their kids, right?
Yeah.
Because there's sometimes you notice the signs, but you don't notice the signs, if you understand what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So you can see that, okay, he mentioned about the child playing with just the wheel alone for the toy.
Yeah.
So you see him playing with the wheel alone, and you notice it kind of odd for a child to get an entire toy and take off just the wheel and play with it. But you notice it, but at the same time you don't notice it.
Yes.
So I think as parents you should, because I keep saying we like our child.
You're speaking prophetically, my brother.
But as parents,
engineer shake your head and say, yeah man, for real.
Right.
I chim got JC to
as parents, you should pay more attention, right?
Yes.
Take keen attention to your kids, and if you see something that's off, then don't hesitate to get the necessary attention that is needed.
Investigate, and find out,
Find out what
ask
is
the
happening.
right questions,
Right.
And nothing beats that in terms of, as you said, pay close attention to your kid. Not even that, spend more time with your children.
Right.
When you do that, you'll realize the things that you've never seen,
And you learn more
before,
about them as
and
well.
learn more about them, and learn more about yourself. At that. Before we go though, there was another interesting fact that we wanted to share. At one point, you were the youngest person on earth. Alright, some of mids are on this. At one point, you and I were the youngest person on earth. It says here that the moment you were born, you were the youngest person in the world, however briefly.
Yeah, for a couple seconds.
Yeah. You have to share it with somebody else. Engineer, so we might have to share it with somebody else, but you were the youngest person at one point.
For
couple seconds.
Because after me, then probably somebody else born a couple seconds right after.
Yeah, definitely. Last one. Dogs can sense human emotions.
Right. So it says that studies have
revealed
that dogs' brains have voice-sensitive ears,
Wow.
very similar to those of humans in terms of both location and activity. So in a University of Lincoln study, researchers found that dogs were able to correctly pair a sound conveying a certain emotion with a photo of a human depicting that emotion.
Wow, I never.
Yeah, I didn't.
Well, the engineer said they know that. Oh, okay. So the dogs had not seen or heard the humans in the photos before the experiment, suggesting that canines have an instinctive ability to differentiate between complex emotions. Well, I don't know what emotion that you have today that you're feeling, but I don't know.
Some dog probably can pick it up.
Can pick it up and maybe make you feel a little bit better or something like that. So stop stoning the dog now. Out there, everybody. Be friend with the animal kingdom, as they say. Be friends with people in our society. And we're going to leave it there for today. Somebody just sent in a message and said, why am I here from the radio? Well, it's about that time for us to come off the radio. Right? Trying too late and make way for the desired studio. I want to say thank you to our executive producer, Empress Goulding, and the Nationwide family for giving us this opportunity to be here every Saturday. And we want to say thank you to our producers, Damon Scarlett, Damon Rose. Did I just thank myself? Damon Rose. And of course, our engineer, David Manish. Big up everybody. Have a great Saturday. Have a great weekend. We see you next week. Talk up, youth, Mr. Steffi.
Talk up, youth.
We're out.
Best of me. I'm giving you the best of me. I'm giving you the best of me. I'm giving you the best. I'm giving you the best of me. I'm giving you the best of me. I'm giving you the best of me. I'm giving you the best.
Variety is the spice of life. That's not just true for entertainment, it's true for investing too. While stocks, bonds, and cash are effective, there are other credible investment options out there. These are alternative investments, ranging from digital options like cryptocurrencies to old school investments like gold, real estate, and private equity. You can invest on your own or via a fund with a curated portfolio of investment options.
Visit barita.com/opportunities for more growth coach insights.
This outstanding 6'4" athlete credits Jamaica with her first Olympic victory ever.
Jamaica is filled with Olympians.
World record holder McKinley dashes into the lead.
We must never forget the forerunners of Jamaican Olympic greatness.
Coming into the home stretch, it's Wint who challenges the leader.
Win or lose, athletes never forget their Olympic experience.
Fairly not Ian, devastated, another world-class field. And Hemmings is going to do it. Hemmings wins it, she's the champion.
Win or lose, Jamaicans will cheer the loudest at the Olympics so that the world will never forget who we are.
And Usain Bolt is moving away, and Jamaica retained their title, and the world record has been taken apart. Oh, I say!
From July 26 to August 11, tune in only to Nationwide 90 FM for the coverage of the 2024 Paris Olympic Games, because we're here to ensure that you never forget. Nationwide's coverage is powered by our bronze sponsors: National Road Operating and Construction Company Limited, Digicel, Grace Foods, Spirits of Jamaica, Imperial Optical Jamaica, and Rainforest Caribbean.
Outperform, outlast, with top performance, Jackama, reliable, full stop, not comma. We have the expertise for drilling and demolition. We have the power tools for plumbers and electricians. Fancy select tools, free parts and free repairs. 3 parts, free repairs. 2 to 3 years. Hilton, available at Delta Supply, 106 Hagley Park Road. Call us at 876-302-61114. Delta Supply, we service what we sell.
My name is Kedrin Campbell. I come from the Appleton Basic School. My favorite Olympic hero is Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce.
Watch for Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce.
Looking back now, I say there's no barrier when it comes to your passion and your calling, as time honors your greatness. So I thank you so much, and I pray that you'll be an inspiration to all young girls, mainly the girls, to know that there's no limits when you believe what you believe and continue to work hard. We are strong, we are powerful, and most importantly, we are fearless.
It's glorious gold once again to Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce.